Hey everyone, James Reeves with TFB TV. Welcome to TFB TV Gunfest, where we're covering new releases from all your favorite manufacturers for 2021. I've got with me today a very close personal friend of mine, I would like to think now, Ranka with Zastava Arms. Some of you may remember SHOT Show, I want to say 2018 or so. We're walking by, going from manufacturer to manufacturer. I'm in an area that I called the dungeon at the time, and I see a Zastava sign. I'm like, hold on a second. Zastava, are they importing their own guns? And this was a big deal because many of us may know that Zastava makes some of the best AKs in the world, and now Zastava is importing their own stuff instead of going through importers and exporters. And if you could, Ranko, just briefly give us a history of Zastava and of the importation now of the Zastava firearms.
First, I want to thank you for hosting us here, and with the SHOT Show being canceled, this is huge help to the industry to let people know
We're glad
what's
to have
coming
you.
up
Yeah.
in 2021. Yeah, Zastava factory started business in 1853. That was a long time ago. They started with casting cannons and church bells, which was great business idea at that time. Either you needed cannons, if that didn't work for you, you needed church bells for sure. So, and very quickly they developed to be one of the major manufacturers in the region. Factory was completely destroyed twice throughout history, one in World War I, then in World War II, and heavily damaged in the 90s. Over 40% of the factory was destroyed. And then today you have 2,500 employees who work very hard, and the factory exports to 40 countries in the world. So we are very proud to represent them here in the United States.
Right, and let's talk about that. Then you guys, a few years back, instead of going through like a third-party importer, you decided to start importing stuff yourself. That way nobody screws with it. It comes out top quality as you intended it to from the factory.
Yes, we work directly with the factory. As you know, some of the rifles have to be slightly modified. 922R compliance is in play, and but the idea behind Zastava Arms USA was also to build a brand. Previous importers would import this and use it to build their own brands. So that's why Zastava Arms USA was formed. We started a few years ago at the SHOT Show. You were one of the first people who interviewed us. Besides selling firearms, we also support our products by selling accessories and parts. We warranty our product. We repair them for free of charge. Shipping also included in the repair. So if your firearm breaks down, we will ship it to our warehouse free of charge and ship it back to you. And that turned out to be a huge help to the shooters. We also like to expand our sales beyond sales itself and talk about the history of Zastava. And we notice that your reviews very often go beyond the product itself, and because the history is very important. You know, when people know a backstory, then they appreciate the product a little bit more. And history of firearms in Serbia is very, very similar to history in the United States, and firearms are part of identity of American people as well as Serbian people. And our history has a lot of points where we came together, like World War I, Serbia and the United States were allies. By selling firearms, we want to also highlight these alliances that we had between Serbian and American people. And I have here a little gift for you to get you prepared, you know, for future reviews for the history. First one is a guide to the Museum of Zastava. In the factory, there is a building, one of the oldest buildings in the factory, and there is a museum. And this is the guide. In the back you have a short summary in English, rest is Serbian, so you can...
I'm going to have to get on my Duolingo.
Yes, and there is a lot of information there, how it started, and a lot of useful information about the firearms itself. And then in World War II, there was an event that's not very well known to the public because it was classified right after it happened. the largest rescue mission of U.S. airmen in the history of United States military. And over 500 American pilots were saved by Serbian people and Serbian guerrilla. Those pilots were shot down by Nazis, and they were rescued, and the whole mission was classified. And it was declassified 20 years ago, and then American writer Gregory Freeman wrote the book Forgotten 500, and I had the honor to be at the promotion of that book and met two of the American pilots who were rescued. And today I want to give you this book as a gift, and it goes directly to James Reeves, our friend. And
So that's top quality gun swag
Yes.
right there.
And
Way
after
better
you-
than what you get at SHOT Show.
And
right?
after you read that book, the whole Zastava story will make even more sense.
Thank you so much, Ranko. I've got a feigned surprise, but we talked about this over tequila
Yes,
last night,
yes.
so I knew this was coming. But I'm still really thrilled about it. And speaking of being excited, you have a very exciting announcement. You guys are bringing a new gun. I say a new gun because
Yes.
it's a gun that's existed, but not in the United States, not in this form. You guys are introducing the Zastava M90 to the U.S. audience, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about
this
it.
This is exclusively at this interview. We want you to be the first one to announce it. As you know, we always try to improve our existing products by listening to the market. That's what we've done with the ZPAP M70. As you know, barrels were not chrome line. Then we went back to 1.5 mil receiver, Boltronion, and then through these months of doing business in the United States, especially last maybe 10 or 12 months, we had a high demand for a 5.56 full-size AK. And today I would like to announce that it's coming before summer. And we have here a sample of that. This is how it's gonna come in this configuration. M90 is slightly different than M70. Beside the caliber, also features adjustable gas block with 3 settings. Also, the piston head it's hollow with the bleed holes. A similar gas system to our DMR rifle M91. It still comes with Boltronion 1.5 mil receiver, and we like to promise, and so far we were able to keep all our promises. So our promise today is to have this rifle in before summer.
Sure, and let's work our way from the front to the back here. I mean, this is going to be what the threading for the barrel. Are we looking at still 14.1?
14.1. It's a standard thread pitch. So you have, if you have M70, you can exchange muzzle devices there. And then the barrel itself, it's 2 inch longer than M70. That will also add to accuracy of the
So
rifle.
about 18 inches.
18 and a
Yeah,
quarter.
going to
is
get better
the
ballistic
length.
performance
Yes,
out of
yes.
it. Yeah.
And then, as I mentioned, the gas block is adjustable. We're gonna start with this setup with the four grips. We already have a SKU for M70, and it turns out to be something that people like. It feels great, and it's a good quality for grip. Then, as you can see, we have a new accessory here, the magazine, polymer magazine 5.56, that will fit our ZPAP 85 as well. That's also something that our customer wanted to have an option beside the steel magazine that we have. And then Magpul Zuko foldable stock, and Magpul pistol grip. And we truly believe that this setup is almost perfect.
See, and that's what I appreciate. As you said, you kind of listen to your customer base. I like that you guys work with third parties like Magpul, like Hogue, to offer the consumer something. This is similar to what many of us would do with this AK if we got it stock with, say wood, and we wanted to change all that up, because that's what everybody's doing anyways. Talk to me about the gas block real quick. So why would I mess with the gas block? It's got 3 settings. Which one's which and why?
Yeah. Gas block, the idea behind it is for rifle to optimize its performance in different environments. per owner's manual, we suggest setting 3 for first 200 rounds, just for the rifle to break in. And after that, it goes back to setting 2, which should remain unless you put in suppressor or you get into really high temperature environment. Then you would put in the setting 1. If the rifle is not maintained properly and you are in the situation where you cannot maintain it, then going back to setting 3 is suggested. So that's the idea behind a hollow piston head with the bleed holes is to have a delayed recoil, which again will add to accuracy of the rifle.
Furniture compatibility. If let's say I didn't want, for whatever reason, the Hogue handguard, or if I wanted to put, let's say, full-length aluminum handguard or something on, what kind of furniture compatibility are we talking?
Yeah, this is exactly the same furniture as M70, so there are options there. We're gonna also come up with a few options down the road, but you can put a wood furniture that it's available for M70 rifles. So that's exactly the same setup. As you know, Yugo pattern has a little bit longer foregrip, so you cannot put any other manufacturer, but any Yugo foregrip will work on this rifle.
And this also has a chrome line bore as well. You guys typically have done that with your 223s. Traditionally, you just didn't do it with the M70s traditionally until recently.
5.56 has different ballistic characteristics, and that's why the factory engineers decide from the beginning to chrome line it.
Right.
7.62x39 was never chrome line until we asked the factory to meet the demand of the American shooters.
Now, the most important question for any time we do a show video, you already know it's coming. How much is it going to cost, and when can I get it?
The exact cost we still don't have, but it's going to be reasonable. When I say reasonable, a lot of people think that our M70s are the best value on the market. So we'll look for this rifle to be in the similar range, maybe slightly more than M70 due to the added features here. And, but it's not going to be something that people who can afford M70 that will not be able to afford this.
Now, Renko, before I let you go, I'm going to ask you to choose between 2 of your children. If there is somebody out there who said, I can only buy one Zastava AK, are they going to want to buy the M70 or the M90?
I'll be biased there because I grew up and I have a lot of experience with M70s, so I would say M70 to my oldest son, and then youngest son would be M90. So.
Well, thanks for being a good sport about this, Renko, and thank you for showing up for Gunfest. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
We've appreciated working with you guys over the years. Guys, stay tuned. We're going to bring you more Gunfest 2021.